And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace as we move into Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
So
Wednesday.
I have discovered this over the last couple of evenings of glancing at Facebook and all these other places. It's a buyer's market for a prom dress right now.
Oh, yeah, it is.
They're everywhere.
And they're a lot shorter this year than they've
Are
ever
they?
been. Yeah.
Is this the time to actually buy one? Because I know everybody's got them up for sale. Put it up for next year, or do you?
I don't know. I mean, I guess if you plan on, if you
I'm
lose
thinking
or
of
gain
next year.
weight,
Oh, yeah,
what are you going to do then? Most teenagers, they don't. But
Us older folks?
yeah, I wouldn't buy one. I would not buy one that far ahead of time.
It,
I don't know about mine.
Ours involves stretchy stuff. The stretchier it is, and I'm telling you, I understand when I was a kid, those old guys that wore those jumpsuits, zip up, you're gone.
Look, I think the dresses keep getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
Is that a
every
bad
year.
thing?
I don't know. They're pretty short this year.
When was it?
I witnessed that.
The 60, you witnessed it.
I've seen some of the prom dresses, this
okay.
year. So they're pretty, but
Was it the
little too
60s
short.
though that had those short shorts, dresses, and the go-go boots? Was that when that was in, or was it
Probably.
70s?
It could have been maybe 60s going into the 70s. I'm not real sure.
Like, I guess the
Things like-
early Mary Tyler Moore days is what's in my head.
I don't know. I don't know. I just think dresses need to be a little bit longer, leave a little bit to the imagination.
What's it supposed to be about your hand, about your fingertips?
Well, I know in school they always said, like, when you put your hands down by your side, your short should not be shorter than your fingertips reach on the side. There was a lot of people violated that there, I guess. But
Oh, I bet they did.
that's probably why they went to uniforms.
Yeah, good point on that. Well, it is Wednesday, and a few small thoughts on that. But if you're looking for one, there's plenty of them out there to buy if you think you'll be the same size. Let's go to radar real quick and take a look at where the rain is this morning. We do have a 50% chance of rain throughout the day, and it'll end after today and sunshine tomorrow.
That'd be great.
69 today, though. Ooh.
It is kind of chilly.
It is.
A little breeze. It's kind of chilly out there this morning.
Now, as we go to radar and we zoom in on this, we're showing a few showers in southwestern Lauderdale County. Let's turn on our location so we'll know exactly where this stuff is. And this is light stuff. Again, this is out by Stuckey's Bridge, making its way towards Dunn's Fall. We got some showers just east of Enterprise there. As we go deep into Clark County, this is going to be Cooper's Chapel. Some light showers there, and just northwest of downtown Quitman. Newton has got the most that we're showing up this morning, right there on the Newton-Jasper County line there above Montrose Highway 15 if you're headed in toward Newton County. And out here in Conahatta area, some showers there. But for the most part, it's just light stuff as we glance across our area. We go down toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and in effect is a flash flood watch until 6 p.m. tonight. And you go, well, why? Well, we look out here to the west, and this is what's going to be moving in through here, and which will bring these light showers through us later today. Nothing serious, but just some wet stuff. So keep that in mind as you're planning your day.
It's a small little drizzle out there this morning. It's not bad, but just enough to make the roads slick. So be careful.
I have to ask this.
What?
How many umbrellas do you lose in a month?
I don't know, but I'm bad about leaving them here and there. I hunted one for like 2 weeks, and it was over here at y'all's house. Angie had put it in the laundry room, I think. So,
Yeah, but it's easy to do to forget those things.
it is.
Go to church, set them outside. And,
Right. I don't know why I can't keep up with an umbrella, but it ain't my thing.
Has yours got that little thing where you put it on your wrist where you won't lose it?
No, but
strap?
let me tell you, not too long ago, I have one that is like sensitive to like the little, it'll pop out.
Oh, the
in like
button.
no time. Yeah. And it did it in the car. I didn't have the straps on. I said if somebody had had a video camera on me, they were probably like rolling.
Now the question is, was it on the passenger seat?
They
or was
could have
it the
made some
back?
money. It was in the front, and I went to put it like I had it like right here where the windshield's up here, and I went to put it over in the other floorboard.
Yeah.
And that thing shot out and went poof.
All right.
My car. I was like, oh my gosh. I was laughing.
Let me ask this about umbrellas, because I've always heard since a kid that it's bad luck to open up an umbrella in the house. Is it
Yeah,
the
I've
same
always heard
thing in a
that.
car?
I don't know. My luck.
If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all.
Yeah, that's what I've said that several times.
But that is that. So you've heard that too, that you
Yes.
can't open an umbrella in the home,
I've always heard that. Yeah.
and that's one of those I'd
Along
love
with
to
the
know.
black cat crossing your.
Yeah, and I don't know the
egg.
history of that.
I don't know it either, but
Somebody
that
had
was a
something
funny
bad.
thing, though. I mean, I was laughing. Like, I was embarrassed because I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I hope nobody saw that.
It happens. Let's say some good mornings to a few folks that's up this morning watching. We appreciate y'all.
Aaron Hillman, he's watching, and Elmer Talbot is watching this morning.
Let's see, Natasha Gamble, how are you today? All the way from downtown Preston, Mississippi. Also, we've got Miss, is that Alan Nicholson?
Right.
Thanks, Alan, for watching.
JT Rigdon, excuse me, good morning to you, and Patricia Boswell is watching.
Ann McKee is up this morning. Also, Lee Bovington. Morning to you there, Lee.
Hey,
Glad
Lee.
to
How are
have you above.
One of my old classmates.
But that was good.
Donna Roseman is watching, and Natasha Gamble. I can't talk this morning, y'all.
She's talking about tops being too short.
Yes, they are. A lot's too short. Jan Bushman says too short. What are mothers thinking? Remember hot pants?
I remember hot pants.
Well, yeah, I just didn't.
Partake of the hot pants.
No, I don't think I did. I
But
don't think I did.
let's back up on Candace here.
What?
She won't wear that, but you did wear a cheerleader outfit, which is also skimpy,
Well,
isn't it?
it is. Yeah, that can be.
I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah.
He's over there.
I did have a cheerleading outfit, but I always say, the skirt should cover your bottom. You
But-
shouldn't be able to see your bloomers
Oh,
while
my-
you're walking around.
So what did you have, like the edited version, have like a longer skirt than everybody else?
No,
I could
didn't.
see Candace doing this with
No,
a
I didn't.
crochet
I-
bottom.
An extension on the bottom of my cheerleading skirt, a slip.
Okay, that made me laugh.
No, but anyway, gosh.
I had to ask.
No, I didn't have an extension on my skirt, but my skirt was,
Because
like everybody else's.
I
back
think
then.
back on the episode of the Beverly Hillbillies when Ellie Mae was going to enter the beauty contest, and they couldn't figure out. It was the judges were all old, and everybody else was wearing bikinis, so they put her in a 1920s thing that covered everything, and she won.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, things are a lot more revealing looking nowadays. And I guess it's hard to find something that's not, even for like mothers who don't want to put them in the real short stuff. I guess it's probably hard to find. I mean, they do make long dresses too, but you don't want them to feel out of place, I guess.
What she's trying to tell you is she no longer wears a bikini.
I don't, and I hadn't in a long time. So
And I don't think there's an actual age that you go, can't wear that
I
again.
never was comfortable like in swimsuits and stuff. That I don't know.
No, me either, because I didn't own one.
No, you didn't have the Bermuda looking swim
I'm
trunks.
telling you, I didn't
Fluorescent.
wear shorts until I was in my 40s. Didn't
Really?
own them. I could blind you with these legs.
I probably could blind some people with mine. Anyway,
Let's say good morning also to, let's see, I think we're about right here.
Yeah.
Let's see, Lita Jo Horn.
good morning, Miss Lita Joe. And Lisa McLemore says hello and have a great day. She's in Decatur.
Downtown, yeah, I always like Decatur.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Jan says she's claimed she's watching. Jan, there's going to be
Mm-hmm.
a test at the end of this, so you hang in there. Terry Carter is joining us this morning also.
Joseph Elliott, good morning to you. And Tanya Ramey says good morning from Decatur also. We have a lot of people in Decatur watching, I think.
Lord, I know Jackie. Jackie's done gone to agree with you about shorts and things.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think, they could be a little longer. is all.
Jan said she had some in her 20s, which are still hanging in her closet with lace-up boots.
With lace-up boots.
Ooh, have mercy. And I don't doubt that.
Lee's laughing at us, I think. That's what he's saying.
Cal White watching from downtown Newton, Mississippi. And is that Miss Linda?
Linda Culpepper, good morning to you.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And of course, we love to see your comments from where you're watching from. It lets us know who, what, and why, and where you're from.
Yes.
Wednesday morning, halfway through the week, we've got a big event coming up this weekend in Meridian. The Threefoot Festival is coming to town. And let me see if I can find, let me see here. We'll come back to that. Let me pull up the pictures here. I showed this earlier this morning, and I'm not doing too good. I have to go here. That's what I'm doing wrong.
While Scotty Ray's looking that up, we're going to say good morning to Kyle White that's in Newton, Mississippi, and also Donna Sue Peebles. Says good morning and have a blessed day. We hope you have a blessed day.
Here's the pictures I was going to show you, and I showed this earlier this morning. The Budweiser Clydesdale are in town. It's always, kids love these horses, and of course they'll be pulling the wagon behind them. It's going to be neat. So if you can make it to the Threefoot Festival, the Dalmatians are always cute also.
Oh, yes.
They'll be set up there. I think they're housing him out at the Lauderdale County Agri Centers where they keep them. They used to. back in the day. But that's what they look like, and they're going to be in town. And a big thank you to Mitchell Distributing for getting those here.
Oh, yeah. I remember that was a treat to go look at, see those horses. They would come into town when I was little. They had them at several different places throughout the years, and I think they're beautiful horses. Now, the police officers that are on horses, are those Clydesdales too?
Some form of them.
Yeah, because they have the fur, like the hair on the feet.
They look just a tad, and Chris, I wish we had Chris here Chris Reed to tell us the difference. But there's a teeny bit of difference, but they're humongous horses.
They are. They're beautiful. I love horses. I mean, I love to just sit and watch them grazing in the pastures. I wish we had some, but
ain't no telling what them critters
because
eat.
I've been told they're really expensive to keep. Vet bills and food.
Well, we got a neighbor, and I think that's all he does is go feed his horses.
Oh, really?
He has no time off anymore.
I love them. I think they're beautiful.
But yeah, and this goes with any animal that you get. You know how they look cute until you get them, and then it's an everyday thing because it's up to you to take care of them.
Yeah.
And keep that in mind. Yeah, chickens.
All I know is I don't want another dog. We got like 4 or 5 dogs. I mean, I'm like, Lord.
Who was it that sent me and told me I needed to get Angie the leash for the chickens? Have you seen that to where it's a strap on where you walk your chicken?
I have not seen people walking chickens.
My wife is nuts about these things. And they're getting humongous.
They are getting big. I think y'all are feeding them like I don't know what you're feeding them, but
they eating better than me. I know that much. She's down there with them more she is me. 18 chickens is what we've got nowadays. We wanted to bring this up and I just posted this just a minute ago. Buddy, the dog that was injured with the fire, the little boy that set him on fire. Here's the latest from Tunica. And again, he's at Mississippi State. And I posted that, and he pretty much is the unofficial mascot of the state of Mississippi at this time. Let's blow old Buddy up. There's Buddy. He's doing better. And I didn't realize this until I read the article that apparently there was 2 dogs that whoever owned it, I'm assuming that the boy's family that did this owned them. And that's an assumption. But they have his partner, and they say he's starting to play with him now. That Buddy rolled around. He's no longer on IVs, so it's looking up. He's starting to act like a little dog again.
That's good.
And I didn't realize this either, but they are at some point going to adopt Buddy and his playmate out together. And
that'd be good.
I bet the list of people that would love to have them is going to be long.
Yeah.
And I want to say the Humane Society there in Tunica is going to do a fundraiser starting today of a lamp to help with medical expenses that's been incurred with Buddy. So visit their page, and it's right here in the corner, Tunica Humane Society, if you would like to know more about that. And I think that's up here. And they got pictures of other puppy dogs. Here it is right there of what they're doing there. They're going to be bidding that lamp off for expenses to help with that.
Shelter dogs, or I look on the little sites all the time. They have got some of the cutest dogs,
And I don't have it in front of me, and we've got to get the story. Is somebody here local that their dog, I got tagged on it yesterday, and I glanced at it, and I hadn't read all of it, but they lost their dog a year ago and just found it yesterday, still alive, 20 miles or 25 miles away from where he was supposed to be. But they found him yesterday.
Yeah.
And other people may know what I'm talking about. We got to get that story and do that tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll get the right names and everything. I just don't have it in front of me. It just popped in my head. So that's a good ending to that.
Yes. We were hunting one time and found 3 dogs, like, just wandering. It was freezing cold outside. And we had just left the camp, and they were wandering around in the road. And anyway, we got them. And then I posted on one of the sites, if anybody's missing a dog in this area or these dogs, or, hoping somebody would claim them, because I kept thinking, what are we going to do with them? We got all these dogs.
You got to feed them then.
And so people were commenting, well, what'd you do with them? And I hope you didn't leave them. And just like, people can be brutal on there.
You got ate up.
Some dog lovers out there. Yeah. So anyway, we took them home and we had a fenced in backyard with a doghouse and some warm stuff in the doghouse. So we ended up taking them to the shelter because nobody claimed them, but I think they adopted them out. So this is a good thing,
Yeah.
Adoption and stuff.
So take care of them puppy dogs out there. There's a bunch of kitty cats. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
We go to Clark County Hot Topics next, and a pickup truck has been stolen. And so if you see this floating around Meridian, this is a 1977 four-wheel drive Ford F-150. there's not many of those left, so it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Right, in the color, too.
Yeah,
You know,
that's turquoise, as they call it. There's some cleaner pictures out there, but it's a clean truck. This is not a beat-up truck. It's well taken care of, and it was reportedly that it was seen in Lauderdale County somewhere. So, not 100%, but look for that, because I'm telling you, that sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
And they'd love to talk to you at the Clark County Sheriff's Department if you see it and find out where that truck is parked at this point. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I ran across this. Now, these were, for the most part, the El Caminos. I think of Bill Clinton every time I think of an El Camino. I would never drive one. I'm not an El Camino type person. It is not in any way. But do you remember the Ford Fairmont from the 80s?
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember it per se.
Well, number one, that was not a cool car. That was kind of like maybe a mom car or a go to work car.
Yeah.
And I saw this morning. I thought, oh, who would have bought this? But apparently these were sent off to the factories that, like these custom shops. And it was about 300 of these made. Would you have bought that car?
I probably wouldn't have, but you might have had one of them crafting mamas that needed all some stuff in the back of it. That you can't, I've always said, I wish I had a truck. I'd probably be dangerous if I had a truck because I could haul all kind of stuff and,
Yeah.
But now I have that Yukon, so I can put some stuff in the back of there too. But
you look at that, and that was, when they made fun of Bill Clinton, was it, you can't make up your mind if you want a car or truck and you go to that. But to me, that's an uncool car.
Yeah.
You
think about it though. Mama could come home with a Christmas tree strapped to the back of the car.
And nowadays, you don't even pass those on the highways. I never pass a Pinto. You remember those days of the Pinto?
We had a Pinto when I was, it was like a navy blue one or something, I remember.
Yeah.
Some kind of blue color. I didn't think it was cool back then, and I probably wouldn't think it was cool now.
And no matter how hard Charlie's Angels back in the early 70s tried to push those itty-bitty four-cylinder Mustangs that wouldn't go probably 40 miles an hour, they didn't you don't see those on the road anymore either.
Let me tell you, though, the car that I thought was so uncool, and I could have died when my mother come home with it. After she and my dad had gotten a divorce, you know, she went and got a car. And I don't know if my grandfather had helped her get it or what, but it was lime, almost to the point of fluorescent green, an Opal.
Opal. I remember the name, but I can't picture the car.
It was not cool. And I kept thinking, oh my gosh, I got to ride in. It was ugly. And,
And I don't know how many.
Car.
I don't know how many people know Cindy Patrick that lives in the Meridian area. But she was Cindy Rigdon when I was growing up, and as a teenager, she got a brand new Z28, and I've never seen the color. It was lime green, like you're talking about, and you couldn't miss Cindy's Z28 no matter where she went.
Well, I had my first car, my grandfather bought me, and I was glad to have it because back then you was glad to have wheels, anything that would
rolled.
go. Okay, yeah. And so I had a orangish red color, reddish orange color Toyota Corolla. 82 Toyota Corolla that would not cut off when you cut it off. It would just sit there and just go, and it'd go, and just
that backfire.
Yes. And I remember one time one of my friends and I were headed to school and it started smoking. I mean, smoke just started rolling out from under the hood and we were bailing everything out of it. I was like, get your purse, get your books,
Thought it was on fire?
We thought it was we thought it was on fire. Well, come to find out it was a hose that had come loose, was squirting on the motor or something. I don't know. It was rolling out. So I had to take it to the BOAG room when I got to school and let the guys work on it. Yeah, they were good about doing that.
Boy. And you really think back when you first got started of your first car and some of the stuff that you had, it wouldn't run and you had to patch it to make it keep going.
I was proud to have it though,
And how many times as a teenager could you not afford your battery and have to park on a hill to where you could kind of give it that push and put it in first gear and pop the clutch to crank it?
Yeah.
Been there many, many times.
I remember my stepbrother, we had the 67 Mustang and the transmission tore up like almost to school. Like he had to drive it over the reservoir backwards to school to get it.
That's bad.
Oh my gosh.
Terry Carter said her first car was a brown Pinto.
Yes,
Pintos.
Pinto. Yes.
Oh boy, remember those well.
Yeah.
Let's take a minute and talk about our friends down at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. If you're getting ready to do anything, they have that. A lot of clothing is in stock now. They've got it stocked up. If you're looking for T-shirts, Ariat, they've got all of this for you at the co-op there. Anything that you want to choose to go on the front there, they've got that, along with all your outside decorations that help out with that. Plenty of flowers there in the garden center. It's spring is here, and it really looks good there at the co-op. Go by and take a look at all this. Here's some new pictures that they've got. This is daisies, I think is what that is called, isn't it?
This?
Yeah, is that a daisy there?
It kind of favors a daisy or like a black-eyed Susan.
Okay, as we find out, Scotty Ray knows nothing about plants.
Well, I mean, usually daisies have a white center.
I would have never known
But
that.
it could be some kind
You
of
could
daisy.
have fooled me.
It could be.
I wouldn't have made it on Jeopardy.
I might be wrong.
Also, all your plants that you need for your garden, they've got that. Hanging plants also, and anything that you need for your puppy dog. They got plenty of pet supplies, whether you're looking for bones or if you're looking for dog food. They've got all of that for you there at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. And as always, all this insecticides, that I said wrong there, that...
I think you said it right.
I had a little slur.
Insecticides.
Tough word for me to say. But they've got it all there for you. And, of course, as we get ready for cookouts, if you're needing a cooker there, come by. They've got plenty of those to choose from there on the shelf. They're nice. You'll like those. Disinfectant and a large selection of boots. If you need a pair of work boots, the Farm Supply has that for you. And, of course, all your feed, seed, fertilizer for your hogs, your horses, your cattle, and guns for all of us folks that love them. All there at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Exit 151. They've been there since 1932, girl.
Didn't you say the other day there was going to be a shortage of corn? Didn't we read that somewhere?
Corn, yes. Corn is going up.
Okay. I better go buy you some
50% already is nationally, and that deals with the gasoline because it's used for building gas.
I bet whiskey goes up too.
Yeah, I would.
They use corn for the mash.
Everything has gone up here lately, and one of the. Let me see if I can
I don't
pull
drink
this
whiskey, but I'm just saying.
You just
All you
overheard
whiskey
this.
drinkers. Yeah.
Let me see if this headline is still up from Fox News this morning. And this is right here, right there, this headline that is right there. Biden has multiple crises going on, foreign and domestic. He's got all these issues with the protests in America. We're not getting along. Gas prices are hiking. We have been cyber attacked. He's done absolutely nothing. We've got a border crisis. Right. The man sits there. And it's you need a leader in times like this.
I mean, it's really ridiculous how they've just been irresponsible.
Yeah.
I mean, just totally irresponsible, just totally unconnected to the people of the United States. It's just kind of like they went in with this agenda. We're going to do this, and this. And it don't matter how things go. We're going to do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. So.
And I don't know where it will end. We've got to do something to curb, because you cannot have these gas prices spiking like this. But in the big picture, is it all planned to a degree where you don't do as much when you want gas to go away and electric cars to come in?
Right.
Is that really the plan?
I mean, it kind of...
Can I prove that? No, but...
I know, but isn't it kind of like...
what's the word?
I don't even know. Y'all, I'm always at a loss for words. I just think it's kind of convenient.
Convenient is a way to put it.
This is happening when all that other stuff is they're wanting to put it into effect. But...
just something to think on. As I've said many times, don't believe everything that you see, and don't believe anything you read in half of what you see, because that media is very, very well trained. It's almost like they get a phone call. This is what your headline needs to be today. This is what we want to do.
It's just, it really is so many different things that just seem like everything's just in a disaster mode right now, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like this administration is just trying to run this country into the ground. And, I mean, they're doing it.
They're doing a fine job at it.
They are.
Charlene Gaddy said her first car was a 70-something blue Toyota Corolla. She got something in common with Aaron Tippett now.
Oh, really?
She had to pop that clutch a few times also. It was just a common thing in the South. Push, pop the clutch. Do you remember the opening credits to, did you ever watch the show Alice?
Yes, I did. Alice with Mel.
The waitress,
and Flo.
And, of course, the opening scene of her old car with the hood, and she stopped in Phoenix. Yeah. And that popped through my head for some unearthly reason. I don't know why.
Now, was that a Pinto?
No, that was like an old Chevrolet station wagon.
Okay.
I remember as a kid, the Irbies had one of those in Scuba, Mississippi. Charlie, if you're watching out there, y'all had a big old station wagon that haul all y'all.
You know, I took my driving test when I went and got my driver's license. A friend of mine, Trinity, took me, and she took me in their car, and they had this gremlin, I think is what it was. It was
Oh, I
a
remember
gremlin.
those.
Remember those?
Yeah.
I think that's what they had, a black gremlin, and they called it the Cricket.
So it had a nickname.
Yes, it was called the Cricket. And so that's what I took my driving test in. She took me to get my license. I remember when we pulled into the parking lot, I had the highway patrol guy. I ran up on the curb. I thought, I'm done. Like, this is it. He ain't giving me. But anyway.
I have a question about this. You brought up your friend Betty Lynn. Mm-hmm. Of course, I know also, who'd been in a car wreck, a motorcycle wreck. How are they doing?
I think they're getting better. They've gone to a rehab facility, and I think she said that they possibly might get to come home pretty soon. Her husband was injured really bad. Yeah. But
I needed to point this out because if you know Betty Lynn, I think she has used this opportunity to seize the moment to show off her husband. Have y'all been seeing this? She posts pictures of her husband every day from the hospital room.
And he's probably going to
He's swole up. I think they need to give him some prune juice because he's all... she's trying to show this man with no shirt from the hospital room as much as she can. Look at this.
I think he's doing a lot better, though. He really is. He had a surgery on his arm. 2 parts of his arm.
All bandaged up there.
Yeah.
But
she said that they are like really lucky to be alive.
But the problem is there ain't a Walmart around because he ain't got no shirt on. So what we're needing is Daniel a shirt. So if anybody could get in touch with Betty Lynn and get this man a shirt.
I did not have anything to do with the posting of this picture.
I'm just telling y'all how it really is what I saw out there.
Y'all got a bone to pick.
We do hope y'all get better. I think they're coming home.
I think they are pretty soon. If they're not already maybe, I'm not sure. Cause I think it's been 11 days, if I'm not mistaken. She posts day by day. And I thought the last thing she said, that I saw was that they were hoping to come home pretty soon.
I think the community got together and drew up some money to give her a ride home to make sure that she gets out of the state.
Betty Lynn, I'm gonna help you get on him.
We do hope y'all are doing better. Seriously.
Yes. Because that was it. From what I understand, it was a very, very bad accident. So.
Anytime, and you think about it, you hit a deer with your motorcycle, it's not going to be good for you. It's not like a car. I worked with a guy not long ago.
They didn't hit a deer though.
They were hit by somebody else. Right. But like a dog runs out in front. You hit a rock with a motorcycle, and it is.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know this at all. A friend of mine who rides motorcycles was telling me, when you cut your grass, make sure to cut your grass to where it blows it back in your yard, not on the highway, because if a motorcycle comes around it, it makes it slick and will make the turn over.
Oh, yeah.
I know nothing about motorcycles. It's just what I hear.
I'm not a big motorcycle person. They scare me. So I know a lot of people ride them and stuff. And I know a lot of times, like when they're on the highway or something, they're coming up by your car and you have a blind spot. I've almost moved over in the other lane, not seeing them, because it's hard to see them sometimes.
It is. Eddie Seipel says that Betty Lynn is coming home on the 18th.
Okay, good.
And that's another thing, when you think about this as somebody being an incident, when you get taken to the hospital and it's not in your home city and you're off on that, that's got to be rough on you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I was just thinking a while ago. To be off in another state, I guess it's another state, it's somewhere else. I don't know exactly where they were. They've traveled long distances though.
Somebody send Betty Lynn a bar of soap and some shampoo, because I'm afraid she ain't got enough up there.
I'm sure she's doing good. She's a take action kind of girl, so she's probably got all the bases covered. To say
the least. Another headline that we see this morning across America, and no matter how mad somebody makes you, especially if they're elderly, they get to you reach a point in your life where whatever's in your mind you say. Yeah. That doesn't give you the right to hurt them. And this, I can't see this helping Duncan Donuts at all. Yeah. But a 77-year-old man was killed by the manager of Duncan Donuts. I think this was in Florida. He went through the drive-through. He didn't get his service. He goes in and complains. And I do not know, because the article does not go into what he said.
Right.
But this guy, who apparently was the manager, punched the 77-year-old man in the face. It knocks him down, and he hits his head on the floor, and it kills him. That's not right.
No.
Tampa, Florida is where that was.
I mean, on one hand, it wasn't right for the man to say a racial slur, but you don't just haul off and hit somebody.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if that was the case, there'd be people getting beatings all over the place.
Yeah. And I have been called every name under the sun through my years of radio. And, you know, some people don't like you just for the way you look.
You can be trying to do your best, and there's going to be somebody have a negative comment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just going to happen.
But that does not need to happen.
Right.
That's just no. We had a question from somebody of where we're located. We're located in Mississippi. The news unit wanted to know what part of the world. Mississippi is where we're located.
Yes.
So that's where that is. But that's a story there out of Florida this morning that is happening. The guy that went into the birthday party and killed 6 people. Are y'all up to date on all of that?
I did hear. Well, we had the story about it. You know, the other day. Remember?
Yeah, it was a Colorado man. Here's the headline of what went on there. He killed 6 people at a birthday party. It turns out, as the headline this morning, he killed them because he was not invited to the Christmas party. That's
Birthday party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrible. And it makes you wonder where people's minds are. And that is a deranged person. I don't care how you slice that.
Don't you think, though, that the way society has become, by the way that there's so many things that people are able to get away with.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's like everybody feels like they're protected in some kind of way, you know, like they can do whatever they want to do and nothing's going to happen to me because, you know, I'll just say this or I'll say that, you know.
And then there's that type that is the thrill seeker that wants their name in the news. You remember the D.C. shooter many, many years ago that would shoot people pumping gas? That's all he was out for was, and he'd hide in the trunk of a car and slide the gun out from long ways and shoot people pumping gas just sporadically. And I forget, they called him the D.C. something or another, but he was just after a headline. Yeah, I think it may have been that. But he was after a headline making the news. That was many moons ago.
People are insane.
As we watch the crisis, as we mentioned a while ago, all across America, Israel, and we do need to stand with Israel. We'll see if we can find a headline of they're being bombarded right now. But we've got problems in the United States that need to be taken care of. And as we brought up to administration, have you seen the picture of the farmer who found these kids?
Yes.
Just dumped, left on his ranch.
That is, it's so horrible. I mean,
now, you know, and I worked out there in South Texas for several jobs. You know, they'd be anywhere from 3 months to 6 months. And it is just wide open spaces, sparsely with no towns. And you think about the children that are not found, that are left behind.
You know, I can't imagine what the conditions must be where they've come from. Because as a parent, you know, to think that you're going to send your kids off by themselves, because that's got to be, like, I'm just thinking in my head as a parent, like why would you send your kids unless you thought there's no other way. Like I got to get them out of here. You know, it's got to be better over there than it is over here. I'm just going to take that chance. I would think that would have to be heart-wrenching as a parent. Now, are there some parents that probably just send them and, you know, maybe there's some parents that
you know,
have other intentions. I don't know.
This ran through my mind, if you'll remember.
It's just an awful thing.
Reba McEntire, Fancy. That was pretty much the storyline of that song.
Right.
She couldn't take care of her, and she dressed her up and sent her off to town.
Right.
Here's your one chance, Fancy.
It is a horrible situation, though, and I don't know what the answer is to all that. I know that
it is.
I hate it for these little kids because, I mean, they're innocent and all this. I mean,
yeah, they don't know the border from one side of it other. They want to eat.
They say we have 20 to 25,000 here already, children. Yes.
We talked about this yesterday morning. This is plastered everywhere. The guy in the neighborhood with the tiger. Do y'all remember that?
Yeah, and I thought the tiger was like caught.
I did too, but
it's not.
And then it turns out the guy that owns the tiger is a murder suspect.
Yeah.
And he's in jail, but the tiger's still loose in Houston.
Yeah, they're still looking for the tiger. Can you imagine?
There
Walking
he
out,
is.
got your cup of coffee, you know, just taking in the sunrise. So you look over and
And, there's the neighbor from yesterday that pulled the gun out and was going to shoot it, and the guy got the tiger, but apparently the tiger's still on the lamb, so to speak.
Yeah.
Roaming through Houston. I don't know what to say about that.
I just hope nobody gets hurt.
And
Hope there's no children. I would keep my children.
I don't know the answer
sure.
to this before I ask this, and you may not either, but is there laws against having tigers as pets, something that can eat you?
I mean, I would think there would be some kind of something about having exotic animals. I thought I don't know if you have to have like a certain license to house an exotic animal. I'm not sure.
I never finished watching. I watched 2 episodes of Tiger King, whatever. I'm sure they addressed it, but I never watched all of it.
I've never watched any of it. I just never did. I didn't. All the mess had taken place before I'd ever even heard of it. If that ought to tell you something.
Think of Liberace with a pistol and a zoo. That pretty much was the 2 episodes that I saw.
Goodness.
But I don't know the answer to that. So anyway, that's out there.
Maureen Files said she heard Colton did a good job. My son Colton.
What did he do last night?
Well, they had a chorus concert last night at West Lauderdale, for West Lauderdale, but it was at one of the local churches, and he got up there and sang. He had a little solo part.
Yeah.
And he and another girl. But anyway, he did a great job.
I didn't
Lean
put
on
Mom
Me.
on.
It was the beginning of Lean on Me. He had, the song Lean on Me. Yeah. Okay. Well, he had the beginning, one of the solos in the beginning of it, and he just does a great job. I mean, it makes me want to cry when he sings. I don't know. Okay. But I looked over and his daddy was crying too, so I didn't feel so bad.
It's all about your babies. That's what it is. As we turn to our friends out of Freeman Tractor, Coleslaw or Buttermilk are there today to help you pick out that lawnmower that you may be needing. You've seen these before. Now, you can get into this X-Mark. It's the number 2 brand in America. $29.99 will get you started there. And they go from anywhere with the small size where you start out with all the way up to that 60-inch cut there with an X-Mark. They work great. And here's the number 1 brand there. That's the Skag. You can get the beginning model of those at $46.99. It'll cut your grass cutting time in half if you're still using the old traditional lawnmower, the kind with the steering wheel. They're different now. These will really boogie across that yard. And I think that's a word you can use, boogie. I'm pretty sure it is. But they've got anything that you might need when it comes to farm implements, tractors. If you're needing a bush hog, they've got those along with the disc. And all of these, that'll stop that rust there. They're coated. You'll like that. Forks, as you get into the benches, they carry a complete line of these. They're made in Texas. 0% for 60 months on that Warrior there. And, of course, you can order it with the air conditioning heating if you want one of those models. 750s to 550s. They come with radios, however you want to dress them out. The racing ones also. All there at Freeman Tractor. You'll find them out on Highway 494 there in Sicalina areas where that is. See them, 626-8759. If you want to find out a little bit more about lawnmowers and cut your grass time in half, see them along with all your parts there.
Those zero-turn lawnmowers, I mean, they're just the way to go.
Now, I highly suggest,
you got a lot of land.
Yeah, if you've never ridden a zero-turn before, you put it in a pasture first and learn how to use it.
With nothing to run into.
So did you have that experience?
Yeah, I did. And like I said the other day, I don't recommend getting on one when you're aggravated. And, if you, I got really aggravated the other day, and I found out really fast that if you just ram the things forward to take off, it will come up off the ground.
See, stop all that.
It will. Mm-hmm.
Abusing a lawnmower over there.
That was so funny.
I bring this next story up. Matt, and you call his last name Gates?
Yes.
There was a lot of talk about him doing some bad things, but in the end, nothing has happened. So that tells me, and I don't know as much about this as I probably should, but it tells us that since nothing has happened, they really don't have anything concrete on the guy. Mm-hmm. This is the headline to where they keep digging, and now they're going after the girlfriend to try to find out something more on him.
Right.
He says he's innocent. We don't know.
Right.
But at the end of the day, and this is the guy here, he used to be on Fox News a lot as a guest appearance, but somebody doesn't like him, and they keep going and going and going. And maybe they're going to turn up back in high school that he stole some pencils and bust him. I don't know.
I watched him one day on when they had one of the hearings. I think it was Al Sharpton was on there.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And he drilled him, just drilled him. I mean, asking him questions and all this stuff. But of course, Al Sharpton, he didn't really give a direct answer. He just kind of,
evaded it.
Right. But anyway, I'm sure somebody has it in for him.
Like most of these news shows that if you'll watch, when they interview somebody and they ask them a hard question, they dance around it. And
Right.
the person asking the question never backs up and goes, "Wait a minute, you didn't answer that. I want
I know.
an answer."
I would say I would be different. I'd be like, "Excuse me,
We ain't moving on to
back it
nothing
up,
else."
Back it up a little bit." Like, did you answer that question? I don't think you did.
Most of them
What
don't.
is your answer?
It's a yes or no question.
I know, but a lot of people don't. You can tell when a lot of times somebody has something to hide. You know, they'll dance around it or something. I don't know.
Yeah. As we look at our next headline, Omar, she is in Congress there. She's accusing Israel of terrorism. Thought you might want to know that, who we're talking about that. Israel getting attacked as we speak at this point. And it makes you wonder, and I don't know enough about it again on this because I haven't studied it in the last 24 hours like I should have, but will the United States stand up and back them? I don't think this would have happened with Trump in office because I think everybody knew where Trump stood on Israel,
Well,
and
you
it would have
should
been a
back
quick
'em.
response. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Franklin Graham that said that you must stand with
Well,
Franklin?
the Bible even, says.
Lindsey Graham made a comment about that this week. You got to protect them. So we'll see. That's happening this morning. Let's see here. This is just behind the scenes of people trying to, and we've got some more stories of people that is taking advantage of this, the payroll
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
But this is San Francisco trying to ease in and do, well, something underhanded where they'd go to school one day to where they could collect the money from the government. That's not right.
Yeah.
Put your kids in school.
The kids need to be back in school.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do.
We all know you play hooky from school. You really going to do your homework?
Yeah. I mean, these at home, the virtual stuff. I mean, it's very hard to get your kids to focus, especially if you have older kids and you have to go to work and you're hoping they're doing their work and they probably are not doing their
Right.
or they wait till midnight to log on and do it, up all night. I don't know where that come from, but
Right. But I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it is a trying situation, and I do hope all these kids get to go back to school. Especially this next coming up school year.
Right.
There's no reason unless something major happens. There's no reason why they should not all be in school and the teachers back to work.
Here's one of these sad headlines here when you talk about kids. This was a young girl that went to New York on a school trip. She complained to I guess you would call it the school chaperone that went with them, that she didn't feel good, wanted to go to the hospital. And they wouldn't let her go. She died in her room later from it, for whatever was wrong with it. And they said right up to that moment, she could have been saved. It was with her heart. Sad. And that's the young lady there. Condolences to her family. We don't know the details of why the teacher wouldn't let her go, but that would be the weight of the world on you if you were that teacher. And
Yes.
you'd have to live with that the rest of your life. And
They said that they thought she had an infection, that she had become septic and went into septic shock.
gosh. So condolences to her family, no matter where you live across this United States.
Yes.
That
would be horrible. To get
it
that
would
phone
be.
Call. Your daughters or your
Oh.
son or whoever's gone on a school trip, and then you get this call. It would just be horrible.
Now, do you keep up? Is there like any major superstars that you keep up with that date, or does it
I mean, I
matter
don't
to you?
try to keep. I'll see stuff like as I scroll through my news feed sometimes.
So you're not a big fan of watching Harry and Meghan and all of the
No,
rest?
I don't get into all that.
And I didn't even know that these two had dated before. But
Oh, you didn't?
no, I know nothing about them. Ben Affleck, who seems like a pretty good actor. He's been in a few shows I like. But Jennifer Lopez is a singer, right?
Yes.
I don't know what she sings.
J-Lo.
J-Lo. I've heard that. And she's famous for her big rear end, correct?
I mean,
Isn't that
guess.
it?
I mean, I'm sure she. She's pretty. I mean, I think
Right.
she's a pretty girl.
Well,
Did you ever hear that movie Selena?
I've heard of it. I
There
never
was a
watched it.
singer, Selena. She played.
Okay.
I think she played the singer in that. Yeah.
But she has a Kardashian look, so to speak. And
Yeah, she's
every picture I've ever seen, they make some type of comment about that. And anyway, these two are dating again, and the media is all about it. Apparently, they dated years ago, and he saw this picture of her in a film and contacted her. So for everybody that was worried about that, they're dating again.
Okay.
See how little I knew about that? I tried. But
Yeah.
you might
I
have
wonder
wanted
what
to know.
happened with her and A-Rod, all that, the baseball player she was dating, Alex Rodriguez.
I don't know A-Rod.
Well, they were, let me give you all.
No,
No, they were dating, and I thought they made a cute little couple. Not that I keep up with it, but I just would glance at it every now and then. And it was like rumored that he was talking to a girl that was on this show, Bravo show, Southern Charm, who seems like she kind of, I don't know, speaks to a lot of men. So I'm gonna put it that way.
Speaks to a lot of men.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if that had, aided in their split or what.
She knows more about this stuff than she's letting on. Y'all see that? I couldn't have rattled that off my head.
Yeah. Anyway, wish them well, whatever.
Okay.
Try to deal with my own drama.
Your own drama. Yeah. Let's see here. I don't know who Donald Glover is, and he may be somebody famous. He could be Danny Glover's son. I'm not sure. But whoever he is, he makes a great headline here that television and movies are fixing to be very boring because everything that they do, they're afraid they're going to get canceled. They want to be politically correct. And he says TV shows are getting passed on scripts that are really good because they feel that it should be canceled. And so television, where is it headed with all of this?
I don't know. I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of all this cancel that mess.
Yeah,
when are people just going to say, no, we're not? I'm sorry. I'm going to say, within limits, say what I want to say,
We would have never got to see George Jefferson if that was to come out today.
People have lost their sense of humor. I make fun of myself all the time. Like if somebody wants to make fun of me, whatever.
Yeah.
Let it roll off my back.
And of course, George Jefferson there was always some type of little racial funny going on there. It was funny. Anyway, that's some headlines today.
I don't know. People are made of glass nowadays. You can't, say or do anything.
That's right.
Break them.
Another Californian is arrested for trying to cheat the government out of this payroll money that was handed out. Millions of dollars went out. And what'd he do with his? Well, he went out and bought cars is what he did. Let's see here. There's one. That's for a Lamborghini. Look at those cars that he bought.
Yeah.
You know good and well if you go buy something like that, it is like a red flash. If you live in a 1,400 square foot home and all of a sudden have a Lamborghini, something ain't adding up.
Yeah, and a Ferrari.
Yeah. Right. So he's been arrested. He'll have to pay it back. And the question is, they got the cars. I think he's even got a Bentley there. Do they bring the value of what they paid for them? Is it like any other cars that the value goes down as soon as you buy it and you lose 15 to 20 grand as soon as you drive it off the lot?
I have a lot more things I could buy with that kind of money than I would a car.
Yeah. She'd have some more little hanging towels all up in the house. This is pretty clever. And I think the first time we saw Patrick Swayze years ago was in a movie to where they'd go to the beach once a year and they would rob banks and they would all wear the mask as presidents. Do you remember that show?
I do. I don't remember the name, but I do remember the show.
But after all of that time, bank robbers and people that rob homes are catching on. Okay, masks nowadays look pretty close to the thing. They arrested a guy. They'd been looking for him. He dressed, and I say the picture looked like Velma. Isn't that who that looks like?
Yeah, the glasses and the hair, yeah.
And all the pictures of the robberies they kept getting, his mouth was always open, but they never put two and two together that it was a mask. And they caught him breaking into a home red-handed is how they actually caught him. And this is the same guy. It was a Scooby-Doo headset there that he was put on. Clever, I'll give him that.
Right.
If you put on gloves and that, who would know who you are?
He probably could have just wore a face mask.
Yeah. There you go. Another elderly person as they try to cut back cops that help those. And it doesn't matter that he was Asian. He was an 80-year-old man that was attacked on the street by two of these thugs here, beat him and robbed him. Awful.
People have no morals anymore. They don't have any kind of respect for elderly people or anything.
And this is daylight.
Right. Walking
down the street, who knows where he was going or where he was coming from, but that's daylight. It used to be you wouldn't go out after dark because you were kind of scared something would happen. Nowadays across America, broad daylight.
I'm going to tell you what, though, talking about that attack is horrible, but just disrespect of elderly people, it just blows my mind how some of the generation that's coming up Now, not all, because I mean, not all of them.
There's some good
I've
ones.
tried to teach my kids to be respectful to everybody, but even my little one, I'm like, hold the door
Mm-hmm.
the door for them, you know, do this. And, you know, you try to teach them, you know, manners and respect and stuff, but there's a lot that don't have it. I mean, even people who are grown don't show respect to elderly people. I don't understand it, you know,
I'm with you on
or
that.
just respect in general to anybody. But
Because, you know, nowadays you don't, used to, a man would not walk in a door before a woman. He would hold the door. And you just don't see that as much as used to.
well, I
now.
mean, I think you should not walk ahead or go in ahead of an elderly person. I think it's
I agree with
good
that.
manners to open the door and hold it for them, let them go in before you. I mean, it's just, maybe that's just a
They need to
Southern
put that in a
thing.
class
Maybe that's
somewhere.
just a Southern thing. I don't know.
Maybe, but we do know how to do that right in the South.
Right.
As America has lots of issues, and the headlines across America, at least in the southern states, we're seeing it more, is, okay, we're going to stop the unemployment, extra money that we're getting here. 8 million jobs, look at this, across America are open right now. No one's taking them. And again, you can't blame somebody that says, here's $300 or go to work
Right.
for $200.
But they claim, the administration in there now claims, Biden does, that's not why people are staying home. Really?
Yeah, tell me another one.
I mean, really?
It doesn't
Now
take
you're gonna
rocket
get paid to
science.
stay at home. You're not gonna go get a job. I mean, there should have been a limited amount, and then of time that you can be get it. And usually there are like limited amounts of time you can get unemployment.
Yeah.
So many weeks or something.
And depending on how long you worked, as how much you've put into it, is how much you can draw.
And they say that if you get offered a job, you have to take the job,
Or you lose it.
or you lose it. Well, how are you supposed to know? I mean, to me, when there's a million signs on the side of the road and ads everywhere, that's enough of an offering of a job that you need.
So that's a crisis across America
know,
this morning.
Yeah.
I brought up a minute ago. Don't believe everything that you see in half about the reading thing. Don't believe anything you read in half what you see. The CDC, as this comes out, have y'all seen this here? They exaggerated on the chances of catching COVID outside. Said it was less than 10%, when in reality, it was less than 1% chance of getting the disease on the outside. So what else were we told that wasn't exactly the truth, where a little bit of the truth was used and then exaggerated upon? And then what's all that going on with Fauci?
I was watching last night where it's coming out more now that he had moved the research stuff for the coronavirus from the U.S. to the Wuhan lab. And then he funded that lab with government, I think it was government dollars, like U.S. money, it was funded. And so the research was going on and on. Do they know if they don't know exactly what went wrong, supposedly, or we don't know what went wrong,
Right.
and how this all come to play and how the virus got out and all that. But they think it was a lab generated thing.
And then he's got some type of hand in this somewhere that hasn't been separated and really.
Yeah. I've said from the beginning, though, because I read that early on, and
Yeah.
I think I mentioned that and also there's stuff that you just have to read up on, like his past, and
Educate yourself is what
right?
you're saying.
Because I'm not going to put it out there, but you just read up on like, I think he had a hand in study of the HIV virus. You need to read up on that. I think, from what I understand, there was a drug that they could have used like a year and a half before it was actually put out there, and like thousands and thousands of people died from HIV. That it went into full blown AIDS when they could have been prevented from dying. But
but you think of the medical world, just
But
how
I'm
much
not.
money is made off cancer.
yeah. But I'm not sure who played a hand in all that. I just
Right.
know that he did research on that. So
Another headline
up.
here. This lady's going to get 7 life sentences. She took part in killing people in nursing home, veterans in nursing homes. Horrible thing there. It doesn't look as though they even considered capital punishment. She took 7 lives. That's bad. Let's see here. A couple other stories that are on jealousy. That is normally, Do you remember the woman years ago that caught her husband walking out of a motel room and she just accidentally backed over him 35 times?
Accidentally.
Yeah.
Goodness.
People in a moment of rage do things that they normally wouldn't do. And here's another headline that jealous wife is found guilty of first-degree murder for stabbing her husband and the girlfriend. And she's claiming that COVID made her snap. I think it's just been that long.
I'm going to just tell you now, I mean, I have been to the point where, I've been so mad. Not that I would kill somebody.
But you'd slap somebody?
Yeah, I might put a little hurt on you. I mean, seriously, though, I have been that mad to where you don't think straight.
You lose control.
You do think, okay, I'm going to lose my mind right
So I'm thinking I need to get me some plexiglass right here.
You know what, though, I figured out? I need to take the people who would do that to me just out of my life, And so I'm a little calmer now.
I'm worried. I'm scared over here, y'all. Oh, let's see here. This is so wrong. This lady is, because she made a picture with Donald Trump, is now getting thrown out of, the fashion world in Canada. She was like big time. She made this picture with Donald, and now they're trying to throw her out of everything.
Oh, goodness.
Come on, grow up, folks.
It is so childish. It is ridiculous.
And, and I think back, there have been presidents that elected that maybe that I was not that fond of, but at the end of the day, they were still the president of the United States. And regardless of who it was, meeting the president of the United States is a big deal. That is the most powerful person in this world. There is absolutely nothing wrong with taking a picture with whoever the president is because of their status of what that office holds. And that's just wrong, in my opinion. We talked about this story, I don't know, was it 3 weeks ago, a month ago? The drunk driver, it was in Florida. The cops are chasing him, and the girl runs off the road, and the car goes airborne and lands in a car dealership. Well, it turns out she had a passenger in the car with her. Here's what it looked like after it landed there. It killed the passenger, and come to find out, this is not her first time to have done this. She had had another passenger a few years ago. This happened in Tampa, and that person was also killed. They're not letting her out of jail at this point. Second DUI for killing someone that was a passenger in her car.
I mean, I don't understand why they got out the first time.
Wow. It almost gets to the point. How you get driver's license after that?
Oh, I don't know.
But that's another headline that is raging across America this morning. That shakes you up there. Let me see here. Let's go back and take a look at radar, what we got going on. As we glance at this morning, just to show you what we've got some showers here easing toward Tallahassee. We've down on the Mississippi Gulf Coast a flash flood watch until 1 o'clock this afternoon as we watch this rain that is developing back here in Corpus Christi, these areas here near Brownsville, making its way toward Lafayette. It'll be coming in, making that way for that 50% chance of showers for us. And still strong stuff down here in Tallahassee here, just northwest of there, Panama City. Y'all are going to get some storms this morning. So y'all keep that in mind as you're getting your area flood watch there and that area there near Fort Walton Beach. So vacations are out. People are going to be traveling. Be careful. If you go to Mobile, Alabama, be careful trying to get into that tunnel. Is that not the worst thing?
Yeah, that kind of it makes me, because it's underwater.
Yeah.
That tunnel is.
A little crack, that'd be an issue.
I know. I'm always thinking, just go. Just get through there as fast as I can. I don't like stuff like that.
No, I agree with that. And out in Colorado, they've got a bunch of those tunnels underneath the rock that they drill through. And there's a place in New York, and I forget the name of it, where the subway comes into New York from New Jersey that's the same way underwater.
Yeah. Now, our tunnel in Meridian is not underwater, but do you remember the tunnel?
Yeah, blow the horn.
Blow the horn when you go through the tunnel. Y'all remember that? Y'all know which one I'm talking about.
Well, we only got one.
Has a railroad track over the top of it.
Isn't that the only one?
Yeah, I think it is the only one. But yeah, you had to lay on the horn when you went through there.
It done that since a kid.
I know.
It's still traveled.
Yeah, it is. I went through it the other day. Had to go that way. But
as those buildings, downtown Meridian are getting up, they're going away quickly.
Yeah.
You just come out of that and you can take that left to go downtown by the Riley Center, the back way there.
Yeah.
So anyway, there. So that I only want to remind you now, if you need your air conditioner worked on, talk to our friends at Sanders Gas. They'll help you out there. $69.99. They'll come out and clean up tune up your air conditioner, save you money. If it's not working right, it uses a whole lot more electricity. And also, if your air conditioner goes down, they'll get out the same day to get it worked on so you won't sweat or freeze to death. I think the freezing is out, but we will have one night this week, Candace, 49 degrees in our future.
Really?
That'll probably be your last chance of that this year.
I had my logs on yesterday, the gas logs. I was freezing. I just flipped them on for just a few minutes.
I had to dig out 12 different blankets last night. My wife goes, is it hot flashes? Is that what this stuff is? My poor son comes home from college and has to put on a trench coat to stay in the house. It's awful, y'all. I don't know if y'all live with somebody like that or not, but
oh goodness,
we sit and chatter, the rest of the family.
I'm usually the cold one in my house. I'm like, what are y'all doing? What is the air on? And they're like, 73. I'm like, well, it's freezing.
I agree with you.
I just kept putting more clothes on.
We'd like to say thank you for watching. Again, don't forget, we'll be also adding, in addition to this, going to MeTV here in Meridian on Meridian 24. That'll be coming up. They'll be coming out. We'll have a big announcement on the day and all.
Right.
That's right around the corner. This will continue our broadcast here as it covers multiple platforms. It's just an extra way to watch us.
Right, it is. And we'll still be able to get the comments and
Yeah.
everything. I think the neat thing will be, like, if you're local and can watch,
Television.
the TV, you can still have your phone and do comments and interact with us, while watching it on a bigger screen. And I think that'll be good for the weather too.
Yeah,
when you do
absolutely.
weather time. So you can ask them some questions, like you always do. So
Be all over it.
I think it's a great thing.
So
think
be
it'll be good.
stand by. That's coming to you before long. What's your big schedule today?
Just work, go do hair,
Yeah, what kind? You
My
got like
second
regular
job.
haircuts today, or you like?
Yeah, I think I got some color to do, and
Do you do any of the punk rock thing? That's still a thing
No,
where people
I
put the mousse in it and it stands up? And
I don't have requests for that, Scotty Ray. Not too much.
just curious.
Yeah, I think a lot of the younger people just coming out of school probably do a lot more of that, like funky hairdos and
Do
stuff
people
like that.
still shave the
if
sides of
somebody
their?
wanted me to do it, I can do it now.
But is that popular still to shave the side of your head and just have hair left in the middle?
Are you talking about for guys?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's all kind of, not shave it. I mean, some people like it completely shaved off on the sides, but
Yeah, because I've seen a few of those before, and I thought, wow, I ain't got much hair, but I'm gonna hang on to what I got.
yeah, I know people put all different colors and stuff in their hair. I don't encourage that, but yeah,
You'll do it
if you pay me to, though, I mean,
A paying
I'll put
customer.
you some pink streaks in your hair if you want. Anyway,
Anyway, we appreciate y'all joining us this morning. Thank you so much. We'll be back in the morning at 8:30, and before long, we'll be moving the show from 8 to 9 a.m. That is in the works there.
if we didn't get to your comment, just know we appreciate your
Yeah.
comments, and we thank y'all for watching. And it's always a blessing, to get comments. Now, we know that not all comments are positive.
Oh, that's just going to happen.
If you say some bad things, we'll pray for you.
Thank you again.
Yes.
We'll see you bright and early tomorrow. I'll be back in the morning at 6:30 with weather and all day. Should anything happen, I'll break in and let you know all about it.
That's right.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by